Hey you, do me a favor, like this video and subscribe, and make the video full screen and you will gain much more benefit from it. A lot of us operate on a good or a bad day basis. We take certain events that happen in our day and judge the entire day to be good or bad and see everything under that light for the rest of the day. For example, and this is genuinely something I did, or I used to do, it would start raining and we would be late to get to where we have to go. And I would just deem the entire day bad. So whenever something bad happened in that day, I would just think, yes, this is because it's a bad day. And whenever something good happened, I didn't even register it because my mind was already so enveloped in that idea of a bad day. In that same way, when something good happened in a day, I would see everything in that day as good. Even if something bad happened, I wouldn't really register it. Although I'd just spend the entire day being afraid of the next day. And if today was a good day, doesn't that mean tomorrow's going to be a bad day? And stuff like that. And that is not a way to be. That is really annoying because you can't enjoy the days that you have. By doing this, you're giving your thoughts more control over you than you really should. Because you should have control over your own mind and your own perception of life. Your thoughts don't define you, but if you're not careful, they can start to control you. And that is never something that you want. Life isn't always as black and white as good or bad. It's a lot more gray than that. Instead of having such a narrow view, we can start to have a more all-encompassing view of the day. Instead of seeing it as good or bad, we see it as a day. We see it as what it is. It's not defined by previous events or some great string that runs through the entirety of life. The only common denominator in a day is you. Not the events, not the nature of the events, not the people. It's you and your perception. And you need to realize that first. Recently, I read a book called Emotional Intelligence 2.0. It's a really good book. You should read it. I'll put it in the description. And what that book said was, we can have good moods and we can have bad moods. When we have bad moods, we tend to be in a much more down mood and we just want to get the day over with, which everyone has felt before. But when we're in a good mood, although we might seem a lot happier, we tend to make a lot more rash decisions that we regret in the long run. So being in a good mood all the time shouldn't be your end goal. You might have clicked on this video thinking, okay, I'm gonna teach you how to be in a good mood all the time. But really, if you're in a good mood all the time, you're gonna be making decisions that you end up regretting in the long run. Being in a good mood, you might decide to buy a really expensive car, but now you're in heavy debt. So, as I said before, take days as days, take moods as moods. Don't consider them to be interconnected. Consider them to be independent of each other, and they have no connection. You have control over how you react to your mood and your days. As I said before, there's no great string or great writing that said, okay, you, John, are gonna have a bad day today. Everything is gonna go wrong. It's gonna rain, you're gonna be late to where you have to go, you're gonna lose a friend today, you're gonna get into a fight with your parents. No, that's not how life works. Events are independent of each other. But what you can do is choose how you react to it. You can either choose to react to it poorly and consider it to be a judgment of the day as a whole, or you can be mature. You can be grown up, and you can consider it to be an independent event that doesn't define the rest of your day. I know it's more difficult than it seems. It is difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you. But one way I found was to stop trying to make every day a good day and just make a day a day. Just take it as it is, instead of trying to make it something it's not and make it out to be something it's not. Honestly, this leads me to another topic of happiness. A lot of us lead through life trying to find how we can most gratify ourselves. Even on self-improvement, the end goal is delayed gratification, isn't it? Being happier as a whole. But another Mark Manson book I was reading recently, which I can't say the title of because then YouTube won't recommend my videos, Everything is Bleep, a book about hope. He talked about a study that was done where scientists gave people a beeper or a pager, and every time it beeped, they would have to write on a scale from 1 to 10 how their mood was. You want to know what the average was? 7. No matter if you just got married, it might go to a 10, it might go to back to a 9, then it goes back to a 7. If your dog just died, it might go to a 1, but in about 2 to 3 months, it builds back up to a 7. our natural state is a 7, no matter what we're going through. So no matter what goals we reach, no matter how successful we become, our natural state is going to be that 7. So instead of chasing that delayed gratification to make your life happier, seek to find your purpose and what makes you feel satisfied. Because the day you die, you don't want to die there thinking, all I did was seek gratification. Personally, I want to die thinking I made a difference in this world. I did something. And that's what's most important to me. It might not be that for you. But don't lead a life and don't lead your days looking for the good in everything or the gratification in everything. Look for what makes you feel fulfilled, because that's what's most important. The only common denominator in your life is you, no one else. You have control over it, whether you think so or not. And overall, in my opinion, that's what it means to have a grown-up mindset. Not to do things to seek happiness, but to do things to feel fulfilled, and because it's the right thing to do. And because you have a moral compass, and you're not a 2-year-old going to the fridge to get ice cream because that's what feels good. You do it because it's right. And that is what's most important. I know I went off on a tangent there, but I hope it helped you, because it's a recent realization I've had and it's helped me a lot. Here's your actual step for today. Go through your day, and whenever you feel your mind going, oh, today's going to be a bad day because so-and-so happened, or today's going to be a good day because so-and-so happened, catch yourself when you do it. Stop yourself, write it down, and then realize it has no dictation over what happens to the rest of your day. Even if the best thing ever happens, that doesn't mean you're going to have a good day. Even if the worst thing happens, that doesn't mean you're going to have a bad day. All that happens is that life is going to pass. And that's all it is. This is an answer I've been searching for a very long time. And I'm happy to have found something of it. And I hope it's helped you too. Like, share, and subscribe. Go watch another one of my videos.